So I let Rachel cut my hair. Ha ha ha! Just kidding. She did a good job. Now I have to fix my hair for you. We're in the book of Philippians today, which is another letter from the Apostle Paul. And we've been in Paul a lot lately. So if you refresh, we were in Galatians and Colossians so far. And thematically, the book of Philippians is similar in a lot of ways. But one of the big differences in the book of Philippians is that Paul is not addressing any specific theological error or some particular church issue that's going on. The church in Philippi seems to be pretty healthy, and this letter is just meant as encouragement for the church members there. And I think this is why the book of Philippians is still so popular today. It's a great book to just pick up and read through. There are lots of encouraging verses and memorable passages throughout. And today, I just want to look at one of the most popular verses in this entire book. And honestly, one of the most popular verses in the whole Bible. It comes near the end of the letter in chapter 4. Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is pure, whatever is lovely, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things. This is one of many passages in the Bible that talk about the importance of what we put into our hearts and minds. There are a number of great proverbs about this. Jesus speaks about how the mouth speaks what the heart is full of. And here Paul gives a list of what kinds of things we should fill our minds with. True, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, praiseworthy things. So this is a familiar passage, right? Let me tell you a story, and then I'm going to circle back to this verse when I'm done. During my freshman year of college, I went with a group of students to Sacramento for a week. It was for a festival competition thing. And when we first arrived, everyone went to a grocery store to pick up food for the week. They all bought bread and chips and fruit and granola bars that they were going to store in the hotel rooms for their meals. But I had a different plan. See, when we arrived, I noticed that the campus that we were staying at was surrounded by fast food restaurants. They were all over, everywhere, and they were all within walking distance. So I thought to myself, well, why come all the way back to the hotel room to make myself meals for my own groceries when I can just go to any one of these fast food places a lot quicker and easier? So that's what I did. The festival ran from Sunday to Saturday, and for every lunch and dinner, I dropped by one of these fast food places. It was like that documentary Super Size Me, except I wasn't going just to McDonald's and I wasn't making a documentary. It was a good old American meal plan, and I was quite enjoying it. Panda Express, Subway, Five Guys, Taco Bell, you name it, I ate it. Except Sbarro Mall Pizza. Please, I have standards. Well, Friday came, and I was not feeling so great. After breakfast, I was starting to get a little queasy, and I figured it'll just go away. So at lunchtime, I went to In-N-Out for my meal, and that is when my stomach officially went on strike. My lunch really was In-N-Out, if you know what I'm saying. Gross. That was a miserable day, let me tell you. And I vowed that I would never do this to myself again. And so now I only eat fast food one meal per day. Just kidding. Okay, so obvious question for you. Why did I get sick? Oh, well, yeah, it's because I eat nothing but junk food for a week straight. My stomach eventually just rejected the food. God created our bodies to be nourished by good things, and if we keep feeding ourselves bad things, then our bodies begin to shut down. I think the same is true of our minds. God has created our minds to be nourished by good things, nourishing things. I mean, have you noticed that when your mind begins to be filled with bad things, worry, insecurity, temptation, whatever, then your mind begins to shut down too. That's because your mind was made to be nourished by things that reflect God's values. So back to Paul's list. Whatever's true, noble, right, pure, lovely, admirable, excellent, or praiseworthy, these are the things to fill your mind with. Your mind is healthiest when you fill it with things that God created it for. I think many of us do war with our spirit and our body because of what we fill our minds with. So I have a simple question for you today, but it's vital. What are you feeding your mind? Are you nourishing your mind, or are you toxifying it? Are you feeding your mind junk food, or are you feeding it spiritual salad? That's so lame. Okay, but you get what I mean, right? Have you been in a place, or are you currently in one, where your emotions and your thoughts and your actions just feel weary? And if so, could some of that be traced back to your thoughts? To continue with my elaborate food metaphor, I think that there are times where we need to go on a mental diet. Now, please don't turn this into a thing of shame. This is not about feeling guilty and overwhelmed because of what you think about. You often can't control what comes into your mind. But you can control what stays there. And do you know how you do this? The secret is not to cut out bad thoughts, it's to crowd them out. Meaning, you can try really, really hard to not think thoughts of worry or lust or anger or whatever. You can grit your teeth and try to make those thoughts go away, but good luck on getting that to work. It's never worked for me before. However, what you can do is crowd these thoughts out of your mind by replacing them with new thoughts. Thoughts from Paul's list. And Paul's list of virtuous things, do not miss this, is centered on Jesus. He has found the secret to being content, and it's found in Jesus alone. So when looking at this list, it's not about filling your mind with happy things instead of sad or mean things. Like, this isn't about watching cute cat videos instead of some violent TV show, or about watching some good news with John Krasinski rather than scrolling through the outrage of Twitter. Those things are great alternatives, and they certainly get you headed in the right direction. But in the context of the whole letter, Paul isn't just preaching the power of positive thinking. He's preaching about and pointing people to Jesus. That's the invitation. To come to the true source of everything good and true and pure and lovely. To come to the well of living water and never thirst again. Tomorrow we will be in a different book of the Bible, and my randomizer has decided that we will be in the book of, I become very verbose here to fill the time, Obadiah. Okay, well, that's, I think, the shortest book in the Old Testament, so that'll be fun. All right, tune in tomorrow for that. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel so you can keep getting these updated in your feed. And I'm excited to continue our adventure through the Bible as we keep going. All right, have a great day. Bye.